All right, so here we go. We begin with a Fox News alert. The Senate taking a massive step toward reopening the government last night.
Several Democrats voting to break the filibuster on a major procedural vote, but final passage has yet to happen.
Maddie Rivera joins us live in Washington with the details. Maddie, at least we have something different to talk about today.
Yeah, it looks like we could be nearing the end of this shutdown stalemate. We hope. The Senate voted 60-40 to pass the bill overnight, the first step in a series of procedural maneuvers. 8 Democrats joined Republicans to pass the GOP's revised spending package, including Senate Minority Whip Dick Durbin, Senators Tim Kaine, Catherine Cortez Masto, and Jackie Rosen, among others. Senator Rand Paul was the only GOP no vote. The package will fund the government through the end of January, but in a major blow to progressives, it does not include a deal on Obamacare subsidies. It merely guarantees a vote on the tax credits at a future date. Still, the Dems who did vote for the bill say they were able to extract enough concessions to get them to cross party lines, like reversing the firings of furloughed workers.
This is the beginning to show and fight for Americans across the country. Let me just say this. With the government open, we can focus on passing a full bipartisan budget for 2026.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement, but waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome.
It was our judgment after 6 weeks, going on 7 weeks of this shutdown, that path wasn't working.
This was always bound to happen, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if I mentioned it in one of my videos last week, but I certainly said it to somebody online. I might have made a comment on it, but it was of my opinion that this shutdown was going to be over this weekend. And here's why. The reason the Democrats didn't want to vote on it was because they wanted to wait until after the November elections we just had, where Democrats across the board won their elections, because the whole point of this was to get enough Democrats enraged that the government was shut down and they weren't getting their food stamps, their benefits, whatever the case may be, to get them to go out and vote for the Democratic candidates. This was all orchestrated and manufactured by the Democrats. I said, I believe that, to someone, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it in one of my videos, but I said, I believe that the shutdown will be done by Friday. Worst case scenario is done over the weekend. And while they haven't fully voted on opening the government, that might take a couple more days. As of the recording of this video, they might have already opened it. But while that hasn't happened, it's essentially over. It's over. And again, it was just the Democrats waiting until after the elections because they wanted to inflict maximum pain on the American people so they can get out their voters to go out and vote en masse for their candidates. We have a video of a top elected Democrat, the number 2 in the House for the Democratic Party, literally saying that they were using these people for leverage. And I want to show you what this is.
Shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
Republicans are slamming the number 2 House Democrat for calling a government shutdown a key leverage point for the left. Minority Whip Catherine Clark of Massachusetts told a media outlet that while shutdowns are awful and families will suffer, it's one of the few times Democrats have real leverage. She said they take the responsibility seriously, but it's a rare opportunity in this funding fight. Republicans quickly pounced, accusing Democrats of celebrating the chaos to appease their radical left base. The White House even put out a statement charging that Democrats aren't just ignoring the fallout, they're cheering it on. House Speaker Mike Johnson's office looped Clark's interview on a TV right outside his door. Johnson's been blasting Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer for weeks over his comment that every day of the shutdown gets better for Democrats. Republicans are calling it the Schumer shutdown, now the second longest in history after passing 3 weeks. Other Democrats, like Senator Martin Heinrich, have echoed the idea, saying certain bills give the president more leverage. The House passed a short-term funding bill, but it's stuck in the Senate needing 60 votes votes with no negotiations in sight. Schumer is holding his caucus together to forge a deal on health care demands while the House stays out of session to ratchet up the pressure.
So this is what these people see you as. For those of you, if there are Democrats out there who watch my videos, this is what they see you as. They see you as leverage. They see you as pawns to get whatever it is that they want in the government. They don't actually care about your suffering, because if they cared, they would have voted for the clean resolution, the continuing resolution, and this could have all been over. But no, this was a way for them to inflict as much pain as possible on you guys. Wait until after an election passed and then vote on it to open the government, while all those people that are suffering without their food stamps remained suffering. But these are supposed to be the people that supposedly care about the working class, the poor people. Yet they see you as pawns in the game, as leverage. How can we use our constituents as a way to get what we want from the Democrats? Because they don't care. They're not going to go without eating. They're not going to go hungry. Congress was still getting paid. Meanwhile, you had countless of families, millions of people who were not working or were working without a paycheck, were not getting their benefits. And again, you guys know that I have my problems with the system when it comes to SNAP and all the people that are abusing it. But that was the argument they were making, right? These people aren't getting their benefits. Meanwhile, they were just using you as pawns. Listen, I'm just glad that the government shutdown is finally over so we can get back to status quo, which I'm not too happy about, because I honestly do believe that the government needs serious reform. But don't kid yourselves for a second and believe that the Democrats ever cared about you one bit. They just seen you as political pawns that they could use to try and get whatever it is that they want politically into these spending bills. They don't care, and they never have.
Airlines, which have been dealing with the fallout from flight cuts as a result of air traffic controller shortages, are praising the vote. Airlines for America saying, in part, it is more important than ever to ensure that our nation's airspace is safe, reliable, and open. House leadership, meantime, is telling members to expect votes this week and that they will give a 36-hour notice to return to D.C. Lawrence Ainsley and Brian.
All right, Maddie, thanks. So this is great news, I think, for the country. And you see these senators who were not organized. Chuck Schumer told them in March, go cross the line and vote for it. I don't think he had nothing to do with this. And he said, I'm going to vote no. Yeah. But then the amount of people upset by this. First off, we have to give credit to the people, the senators that walked across the aisle. Retiring Dick Durbin, Tim Kaine, not retiring, Angus King, who says I'm an independent, and he showed it. He's consistently voted to do this. Jeanne Shaheen, who's going to be with us. I heard that she wanted to do it right away. Right. She wanted to do this right away. Catherine Cortez Masto represents a state that went to Trump, so she's representing her people. Jackie Rosen, too. John Fetterman's been stalwart, and Maggie Hassan. So thank you. But they got to hold. They have to hold till the House comes back and they do another test vote. You know the amount of pressure is going to be on them the next 48 hours.
Yeah, so if it passes the Senate, so that was a test vote last night, then they'll have another test. If these 8 continue to hold, it'll go on to the House. There are a lot of Democrats in the House that are saying they're going to vote no, including Hakeem Jeffries. They say they'll only vote to reopen in exchange for a deal on extending expiring Obamacare subsidies. But what this current deal does in the Senate is it does promise a vote on Obamacare in December.
Listen, Democrats don't care about the people, no matter how much they want to tell you that they actually care about the people. They love to pretend like the Republicans are the evil ones, but they're perfectly fine and happy with inflicting as much pain on the American people as possible, as long as they can get their political goals met. This is why they are for violence. This is why they don't stave off the radical left that's taking over their party. And they, even if they don't like him, for example, Hakeem Jeffries would not endorse, for whatever reason, Zohran Mamdani, even though we knew that he was going to be the next mayor of New York City. But guess what? He became the mayor, and he has nothing to say about the socialism, even though this is where the party's headed. These people will placate the bad people of their party so long as they can get power that they think that they're going to be able to keep holding. Those Democrats that are giving power to the socialists to run within their party aren't going to stay in control much longer if they keep kind of caressing their backs and telling them, hey, yeah, you guys, we're just going to let you play, but this is how we run politics here in D.C. It's not going to work that way. But listen, I'm glad the shutdown's over. That's all I got for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to like the video, hit subscribe button, and share this video with your friends. And if you like what I do here and you want to support my work, I have links in the description box below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.